It's Friday, February 20th, 1987. You're browsing the shelves at B-Side Video Rentals, desperately seeking a film to match your mood. Suddenly, you come across a box featuring 4 futuristic women, dressed in what can only be described as space bikinis, and armed with machine guns. Their spaceship, crashed on a rocky planet, provides a dramatic backdrop. In the foreground, a hulking, muscle-bound monster extends its claws towards them. The tagline in the box's top right corner reads, "They're lost and loose in outer space." You can't help but be drawn in by the title. Vicious Lips! Welcome to B-Side Video Rentals. I'm Jeremy Briggs.
And I'm Jenny Winger.
What's up, Jenny?
You know, I got blue eyeshadow on. It's got to be a good fucking day.
We both wearing blue eyeshadow? What are the odds?
Oh, today's a good day.
Is it? I've got myself a drink. Ready to relax into it. What do you have?
A tea, because I am of the sober community. Otherwise, I would have a
tea.
scotch of some kind or a whiskey.
Ooh. I've got gin and tonic with a peppercorn-infused gin.
With peppercorn-infused gin?
Peppercorn!
That's so fancy of you, friend.
I'm out of beer and scotch, so, you make do with what you got.
Well, I think it's that time.
Is it that time already?
I think it is.
The news?
It's time for the news.
February 20th, 1987. And these are your not-so-current events. The finale of the 14-hour miniseries America, with a K, which depicts a fictional Russian takeover of America, was expected to be the most-watched show of the night, but was outshone by the Miss USA pageant. When asked for the reasoning, Americans said, titties.
Hell yeah. Ron Darling, a right-handed pitcher for the Mets, has won his bid in a salary arbitration and has officially joined the Millionaire Club by sleeping with a millionaire. 6 Florida residents have been indicted in a scheme to distribute 1 million counterfeit birth control pills. Authorities became suspicious because they were orange Tic Tacs.
I mean, they kept me from getting laid, right?
Yeah, great. Good job. I guess we can cross orange Tic Tacs out of possible sponsors, Jeremy.
Oh, sorry. A 7-year-old boy whose liver transplant funds were stolen received a $1,000 personal check from President Reagan today, in what White House officials are calling definitely not a publicity stunt.
And what can you do with $1,000? It's like a slap in the face.
That's just the first incision. A clue to the cause of Alzheimer's was reported by researchers in Boston who say that they have strong evidence that it's hereditary and caused by a certain gene, which leaves the rest of us speculating, is it Hackman or Wilder?
Both great genes.
Great genes.
Anti-nuclear protesters will no longer be allowed to demonstrate on a section of the Nevada test site due to growing incidents of civil disobedience, leaving protesters uncertain about how they'll receive their daily dose of radiation poisoning.
First of all, I don't know if I should make fun of you for the flub or for saying Nevada.
Oh, listen, I'm from Tennessee, and I've been made fun of for the way I say everything. So, I try to say it the fanciest way I can. A bill requiring employers to give new parents 18 weeks of unpaid leave received its first Senate hearing today, debating over the need for a national policy and concern about an undue burden on small businesses. Small businesses? What about how hot it is on that pussy?
Oh my God, Jenny!
I love saying pussy.
Oh my God! A team of oceanographers has piloted a small submarine into the eye of an underwater volcano near Hawaii and reports finding a strange new world, which happens to me every time I look into my own butthole.
Jeremy! Oh my God! I can't!
I can't even. According to a draft report requested by Congress, the Department of Defense conducted a pilot program using polygraphs incorrectly, making it impossible to judge the validity of the testing to detect lies. After every question, the examiner said, "Girl, don't lie."
Girl, come on.
Oh,
It's all a
don't
lie.
lie.
A Soviet sailor defected in Sweden yesterday. The 28-year-old man has a wife and a 3-year-old son still in the Soviet Union, but told Swedish police that he didn't care for the Soviet system and that he truly hated his wife and kid. Democratic congressional leaders said today that they expect Congress to approve legislation raising the minimum wage from $3.35 an hour this year, stating that people can't work for mere peanuts. They might be allergic.
Ah. A captain of the Gambino family is being held without bail on federal murder for hire charges involving the shooting of a defendant in the Pizza Connection drug trial. When questioned by authorities, the capo said, "We don't like rats, and that Chuck E. Cheese, well, he's a rat."
He's a rat if I ever saw one.
An outbreak of cholera was responsible for the deaths of some 1,500 birds in the wildlife sanctuary in Nevada. But officials still have no clue what killed more than 3 million small fish, so looks like we got away with it, Jenny.
President Reagan lifted economic sanctions against Poland today, calling it a reward for the release of the political prisoners. Shortly after, Reagan was seen patting several Polacks on the head like the good little boys they are.
Oliver Stone's Vietnam War drama Platoon earned $12.9 million last week, more than doubling the box office of the second-place film Outrageous Fortune, a Disney comedy starring Bette Midler and Shelley Long. Disney had hoped to dethrone the war film, but knew it was a Shelley Long shot.
Love a play on words.
And those were your not-so-current events.
Yeah, I mean, so the same shit's still happening, you know?
Yep. So let's see here. Let's talk about our film today. What's the film we're talking today?
Vicious Lips, my nickname from college.
Let's talk about that poster first that we discussed at the very beginning.
All the elements were there.
Could that really sum up the film at all?
I mean, the thing that I like is like when the promo representation of a movie doesn't prepare you at all for what you're going to experience.
No, I wanted more space bikinis. Thank you.
First of all, the opener was a really fast-moving opener.
Oh, well, we're going straight into the opener. I want to talk a little bit before we get into the opener.
Oh, okay. Share your thoughts, Jeremy.
Well, so apparently this film was executive produced by Charles Band. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. I don't do research. I just enjoy.
Well, according to him, he had the poster and the title of the film. And that was it. Well, he gave it to Albert Pyun, who wrote and directed the script, who we will talk more about Albert Pyun in the future because we're definitely going to be doing more of his films.
He's got a solid name.
He does, and he has a solid. His most famous film is The Sword and the Sorcerer.
Wow, that's a big film.
He also did Jean-Claude Van Damme's Cyborg, and a Van Damme sequel, Kickboxer 2, with Sasha Mitchell, who played Cody on Step by Step.
Oh,
right?
awesome.
He was a kung fu guy. Fun fact, Albert Pyun, also, he had 2 aliases pseudonyms, if you will.
He did porn?
Female names. He was Hannah Blue and Kitty Chalmers.
So he did porn.
Apparently.
Yeah. Those are interesting choices. What did he use those aliases for?
I don't know. I will have to do more research into that.
Well, way to bring it up and get me all curious.
Well, I just love that he went with Kitty Chalmers. Like, your pseudonym is Kitty.
Yeah.
More people are going to like this movie if they think it was written by Kitty.
Oh, yeah.
The song, Reach for Your Dreams.
Yes.
Holy hell, I loved that.
I loved it.
Right?
I had
like
to
it immediately...
rewatch it several times because I would just start acting like I was in a music video. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm supposed to absorb this.
That song was like, it just set me in a mood. I was like, I am going to love this movie.
Yeah. It was so good.
And then we got into the futuristic club, our first scene with Maxine. Maxine's radioactive dreams. With
the oily, shirtless security guy. Yeah, he was very oily.
Was he oily enough? I don't know. But then, like, Maxine was just so big.
She was cool.
She was like Angelica Houston and Captain EO. She was like that big.
She was dope. And her acting was 10 out of 10. Recommend.
It's so huge.
Yeah.
But, like, immediately... I was like, oh, again, I'm going to love this film.
Yes. And I'll tell you, it goes to Maddie, whose laugh got more and more obnoxious as the film went on.
Maddie's laugh?
Yes. Oh, my God. By the end, I was like, this can't be real. Like, he had to have lost a bet. And they're like, how much weirder can you make it as we go on?
The thing I love about Maddie Asher is his name.
Yeah.
I could not separate him from the talent manager of Vicious Lips, which is the name of a band, which we have not gotten into. He reminded me like he should be in a movie playing Jeremy Piven's little brother, who's like super obnoxious.
Yes, absolutely.
Jeremy Piven plays that like very kind of borderline obnoxious character.
Yeah.
And to just give him a little brother that's
he's like the hype man on the bully team.
Right.
But what I like is, okay, so we meet the lead singer of the band for a moment as she's quitting. And my favorite thing about her is that she calls him a little toad as she's quitting. I was like, I have got to start using that insult.
Well, the best thing about her is that she quits and dies 10 seconds later. I quit. Stomp, stomp, stomp. She's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like as long as her scream was, you would think she could have gotten out of the way. It's like she froze.
2 feet to the side, 2 feet to the side.
Keep moving and you will live.
We just introduced the singer dying, right? So they have to find a new singer. So
what does he do besides go to a high school talent show that just happens to be going on?
It's going on. And the best thing that happens at the talent show is they find Judy Jetson.
Yes. And I love that, like, okay, first of all, it's like when you watch Saved by the Bell, and it's obviously like dubbed, someone else is singing, and Elizabeth Berkley is just... So it's very obvious of that, but I love that it sounds great. And they're like, okay, shut up, get out of here.
What kills me about her performance at the talent show is you hear her speak, and then she sings, and it's like her speaking voice is like kind of high pitched.
Hi, everybody.
And then she goes in there, and it's this deep, sultry, like, is that a man or a woman, like really going guttural?
Yes.
It was such a jarring, like, whoa.
Like, no,
whoa.
but yes.
Fun fact about that is there were actually two different people singing those voices.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
two different people.
The one that opened was not the one that sings like the rock ballad that they practice on the shuttle later.
No, that's a different one. Yeah, I have her in my notes somewhere. So
okay, yeah. And they're like, oh, it'll be fine.
No one will notice that those are two separate singing voices.
Someone must have had an awkward moment with her after the original singer, and they're like, look, we're just replacing her. Yeah, I found somebody who sounds just like her, and then it's...
Just like her, guys. Trust me. So he immediately sees her. Maddie Asher, the band manager, sees her and is like, this is my girl. I'm going to convince her. We got to go to The Dream, which is the
Maxine's club
place that they're playing. It's Maxine's like one of her offshoots on a different planet. Did we mention we're in space?
We're in space. And it's not even just a different planet. He says, I'm a galaxy away. So like in the future, you're bouncing galaxies.
He says to her, we got to get to the dream. And she goes, huh? And then she faints for some reason. She just faints.
Yeah.
And then there's a subliminal flash on the screen that says,
dream.
The dream. It's just like, and then we cut to the streets.
So, we all know and love Total Recall. This film was
and love it.
Before Total Recall, and we see a 3-titty lady.
3-titty lady. I mean, here's the thing. Or a triple titty trollop is what I like to call it.
Oh my God. I need that on a t-shirt.
Actually, so after Albert Pyun did the Sword and the Sorcerer film, he was initially attached to helm Total Recall.
Wow. So it could have been his idea.
It was 1983 when he was approached to do Total Recall, and it didn't come out till, I think, 86 or 87.
I was just looking at my Total Recall poster.
I just thought that was very interesting that he was attached.
That is very interesting.
Triple titty trollops.
Triple titty trollops everywhere. He has made the world a better place.
I think so.
For sure. First of all, hold on. I wanted to... Do you know how many times I had to pause it and re-listen to find out that her name was actually Judy Jetson? I'm like, is this a joke? Because this is before the Jetsons, too.
It's not before the Jetsons. The Jetsons was like in the 60s.
Were they really? I watched that as a child, so how old
right, because it was
really?
They did reruns, girl. Have you heard of them?
Well, look, I was from Tennessee. And I just didn't know what was going on with that box.
Came out in 1962.
Did they really? Wow. Yeah. They really called a lot of things.
The Jetsons?
Yeah.
Like flying cars?
Yeah. So okay, so then that makes sense, but then that makes me sad for him. Like, he can think of a 3-titted lady, but then he's like, oh, it's a futuristic chick. Let's just call her Judy Jetson. So
Matty Escher and Judy Jetson, they get to the gig and meet the rest of the band. Bree Sin, Winsy Croto, and Manda. I don't know how to pronounce UUEU. But they all have last names.
I don't know how to pronounce Nevada, so don't look at me. I'm scared of pronouncing things. So this is the perfect medium for me.
From people that live in Nevada, when they hear Nevada, they freak out.
Oh, wow.
It's just something inside of us explodes.
Yeah. Well, you're here for that team, and I'm here for the hillbillies who go, well, how do you say Nevada?
Who's to say? Who's to say?
They change everything.
It's all relative.
So my next note says...
Is it the eyeball gouge?
Yes. The Peeping Tom lost an eyeball. Ha ha ha. But then a guy throws his food at the teen girls for no fucking reason at all.
It's just to tell you that this is a skeezy joint that they're playing in. That he loses an eyeball and it's like, oh, wow.
Shouldn't have gone out.
She does not have a practice with them.
No.
She's taken straight from her show to this show, and they're on in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And she crushes the song.
Crushes it. Like she's been singing it her whole life. And the other girl's like, she's okay.
This song is called Save Me, and it's not as good as the opener.
No.
But it's a good song.
Yeah.
I'm on board with it.
Yeah.
And during this call, Maddie, the manager, gets a call from Maxine Mortigo.
Mm-hmm.
This is where she says, we got to go. I need you tomorrow night.
I'm a galaxy away. I see you then. Yeah, so he's going to make it happen. But what he has to do is he has to cut their first gig with this new singer. Right. I mean, they don't even finish a whole song, basically. And he's like, we're leaving. We're done. And then they have to go and steal a shuttle.
They get off, and this poor girl, Judy Jetson, she gets off. She had less than 10 minutes to rehearse with these people, gets off, and then immediately drama starts with her.
Yeah.
Manda is like, you're not coming with us.
Yeah.
You're okay, I guess.
If we can't find a good voice, I guess you can tag along and fill in just in case. Just horrible to her.
Just awful. And I can't for the life of me figure out what the point of that is. It's like, it's just girl drama.
Yeah. And let's all remember that their lead singer and friend was just killed in the streets. And they don't like Judy's name, so they tell her, this is the name that's on all the posters, so it's your name now. Oh, okay.
They don't have any transportation, do they?
They don't, so they have to steal a ship, but dun dun dun. This
spaceship jacking.
Yes, and it happens to be carrying a vicious woman killer.
No, a woman killer?
Yes, he's killed many women.
Not only has he killed many women, he's killed over 5,000 women.
Yes, that's a big number.
He's killed 5,000 women. Good thing he's in a titanium cage. There's no way he'll escape.
Unless we crash. The ship looks dope as fuck, though. Like, those graphics. They were really ahead of their time.
So, we cut to a rockin' montage at this point. The band snooping around the little ship, right? Set to the song Lost in the Ocean of Stars.
Oh, that's so good. It gives me tingles. And another one that they're like very judgmental about.
The song?
Yeah. Is that the one she sings?
Well, that's not the one she sings. That's the one where they're like searching through and they get the map of the ship that they stole, and they're like, what's over here? What's over here?
Yeah, and that's the part where I was like, oh, they're gonna let this woman killer loose.
And not yet.
But I thought I thought.
You thought.
I got very anxious.
But they let it it was so tense. That rockin' montage was intense.
As a woman, I was afraid.
5,000. Can you believe it?
And they're unsuspecting.
And then, during this rockin' montage, we have a silly, silly joke where Matty Asher is at the helm reading a book or something. And it's like a flashing sign that's like, warning, 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 meteors coming at you. Yeah. And he doesn't hear it because the red alert is no more than just text on like a scrolling screen. Yeah. That's it. There's no noise. Yeah. There's no flashing lights to get your attention. It reminded
me of growing up in the South when we were watching TV and the tornado warnings just used to scroll across the top. It's like, oh, your trailer might be lifted in a moment.
So that gets, the little gag is that it keeps saying wilder things like, you're all gonna die. I'm not gonna spoil the actual joke. Because for all those that are really rearing to see it, this one will get you.
And of course, what's the bitch girl's name? Is it Amanda or?
It's Manda, no A, just Manda.
And she's still being
with an extra A at the end.
Yeah, she's still being a bitch for no reason.
Completely. But like this joke, this scrolling joke, could you imagine being in the writer's room on this one? Or just like writing it with a friend? This was a 45-minute laughing session.
Oh my God.
But they're like, this one's going to crush it. When you like do that and you laugh for hours and then you actually do it in front of people.
Which was most of our sketches at Groundlings.
It just dies in front of them. You're like, well, I thought it was going to be funny.
Yeah. I have PTSD, even from doing stand-up about that stuff. Like, I would be like, people are going to love this.
People are going to love it. They don't.
It's weird. Then they just yell from the audience, show us your pussy.
Oh my God, did that get you?
Of course.
Well, let me take this opportunity to apologize for doing that.
I've been waiting. The whole reason I asked you to do a podcast with me is hoping I would get that apology.
our aforementioned and aforeshadowed crash landing
happens. And they're on a desert planet, it would appear.
Because they couldn't afford anything else.
That's easy. And I love that our Judy Jetson, lead singer gal, she sees something running in the sand. But it's like that running gag of, oh my God, look at this. And then they all look like, oh, there's nothing there, you crazy bitch.
There's something on the wing. This whole crash, and then everything gets tense and they're all yelling back and forth.
Except Maddie's fucking doing that stupid ass laugh.
That leads to my favorite line. So they're all like, who should go out there and go find help? And everybody's like, well, Maddie should do it. Maddie should do it. And my favorite line, delivered by Maddie Asher, just because I'm the only man here doesn't mean I have to play Mr. Hero with big balls.
And then he tells that one girl, you're more of a man than most of the men I know. You know, like, okay.
We're finally starting to get more cuts of the killer in the titanium cage. Still trapped.
Yeah, like they made you think for a moment the door was going to be open and then it slammed.
It's not. Yeah.
And then while this is happening, Maddie goes out, and this is one of my favorite scenes, is the babes. The hot babes that find Maddie.
How could that not be? How could that not be anyone's favorite scene?
That was great.
Boobs for no reason?
Let's hate you.
I'm sorry, will you ask, did we meet our boob quota yet? Well, we got the triple titties. I think that's all we've got. We got to throw in some babes with boobs.
Babes with boobs dragging Maddie through the desert. It reminded me a lot of like Monty Python, Life of Brian.
Just because boobs came out of nowhere.
Running boobs. Oh my God! Like we're here for the action, but we forgot our bras.
Once he's off, then we kind of break off into two groups. Of course, Manda and Bree go off, and Judy heads out with Winsy. And what do?
Let that fucking maniac loose.
No, not yet. Not yet.
See?
We think they will, but no, they get high off a space pod.
One hit, and she's like hallucinating.
I really wish they would have taken a little more time with coming up with a name of the space weed. Like, they could have done better. It's just like, oh, what is it? It's, what did they call it? It's a Martian herb.
Martian herb. Well, you know what they call the coffee? Java.
It's a total zoom.
Java. They really cut it short with naming things.
I just wanted them to milk it, to be like, we're sniffing the stardust.
Yeah.
We're a couple of cosmopods.
Oh my God.
You know, a bunch of bad.
That was great. Cosmopods.
I just wanted. They could be just sitting around being like, come on, we're going to get bombed off our asteroids. You know, bad jokes like that. They could have called it Vapors of Uranus.
Oh my God.
I can't stop smoking the vapors of Uranus.
I love it. Like, but we're not even in the same galaxy as Uranus. That's we're retro of you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So then the maniac is really loose.
It doesn't. This is where you are 100% think she is, because Judy Jetson goes, she takes one hit and then wanders. Yes. She's like, I'm so stoned. And this is where I want to discuss on-set speculation. So Judy is blitzed, right? She's completely blitzed, and she just wanders the hallways. And I just want to know as what she was told by the director, because this was not a scripted scene at all. It just says, okay, you're stoned. Now you're going to go find the monster, right? But you're stoned and this is an accident.
But you're sexy.
Remember that you're sexy. Because she's just like, she even points out, because I think, you know, as an actor being put in those situations, it's just like, okay, you're stoned and you're wandering through this place, and We're going to build up some tension. Go.
Well, great. Like, as an actor also, I was on a set one time and I was playing like late 1930s, 1940s nurse. And they told me, oh, just improv trying to find things. And I'm like, do you think I'm an expert?
Well, this is a scandal. Forceps?
Like, I know I'm expert at this stuff. And then I like have to, oh, we'll try these. We'll try those. Yeah, like it's like, I hate when that happens to me. And so there is that look on her face that I get a lot of times when people ask me to do things like that, where you can just tell she's like, is that it? Can you say cut?
Yeah. Are we still going? We're going way longer than I thought we were going to go, but we're going to just keep in. We're just going to stay in. It's Albert. It's Albert Pyun going like, stay in it. Stay in it.
It's just one of my worst nightmares. I would rather let the monster out and let him kill me.
It's like, and she knows, the actress is like, this is so stupid. You can see it because she straight says, what am I even doing down here? I'm so stupid. You're like, what?
Yes. And that like is perfect. That's her calling for help from him. Please just say cut. I've done enough.
We go to the door. She's about to open the door when magically she's interrupted by one of her friends. What are you doing?
Yeah. And it's like they could care less about her this whole time. And then all of a sudden they give a fuck where she is.
And so we have like that where we think, building up the tension of the maniac getting loose.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get loose. Once again, foiled.
Yeah. When he finally does get loose, it feels a little anticlimactic because it's like,
for sure,
the other times were
because we've been teased so much.
So like in my notes, I'm like, after he gets out, I wrote, that was a really low point.
But before he even gets out, we have one of probably my favorite scene in the film. Other than, the boobs.
Oh, the conversation about...
The conversation
the other
about
band.
Crow's feet.
Oh, the crow's feet.
No.
Yes.
It's my favorite conversation.
When
in the whole thing.
Getting ready.
Winsy. Winsy with a W.
Winsy was getting ready. And she said, oh, you're so pretty.
Because something we haven't mentioned before is Winsy changes outfits every 10 minutes. She's in a brand new
wig,
dress, brand new wig, like full makeup change. Like for a while, I was like, is this a different person? Who am I dealing with?
She's awesome.
And at this point, and so like I wrote all these notes just like, what is going on with her? Like she's crazy. And then we get her kind of explanation of doing everything
to make it as a star.
Powers to make it. And now she's getting older and everything that she's tried isn't
other
working.
People are just lucky.
Right. I mean,
I have all the elements.
Part of it.
Those other girls
but I mean,
lucky.
in reality, that's a lot of what it is. There's a lot of luck involved in being in the right place and, putting yourself out there. But she complains
crow's
feet and she's getting older.
Judy goes,
and Judy.
Yeah.
After she goes, yeah. She says a line, well, have you ever thought about stopping? And Winsy, the way Winsy reacts to that, it's such a confused look and reaction.
Why would I do
what
that?
Are you talking about?
What?
Why? Like, there is no stopping.
This is what I chose.
This is who. Yeah. This is who I am. Not only what I chose. Like, if I am to live in squalor, then I shall do so, because this is who I am. And that like really made me like her as a character, even though this was pretty much the only bit of substance there was. I was just like, man, God, I mean, boy, do I know those
Yeah.
people. Boy, am I one
Oh,
of those
yeah.
people. You know what I mean? It's just like I related to her so much and just like, no, this is just what we do. Rain or shine, this is who we are. And we'll keep trucking.
Yeah. I mean, it almost like makes you sad for her.
Completely. And it was a very sympathetic thing, but I did have empathy for her. And like, I don't know, I really understood her and was like, yeah, change the outfits 4 more times. Because my favorite outfit was that long green sweater dress.
Yeah. She had some bangers.
And I wanted it.
For me at night.
This boy was jealous,
yes,
girl.
I'm like you were doing my monologue about my crow's feet and that green number. Yeah, and then this is also the scene where she mentions the other band that got lucky and they're getting their lucky break, but they need a lead singer, and you see Judy Jetson kind of light up like, oh, like I'm being rejected here. Maybe I should submit for the job.
Exactly. Which, can you blame her?
Everybody's being a whore to her.
They were being horrible, except for Wednesday. Wednesday, I don't think was that. She got her high and then bitched to her, I guess. So,
yeah.
Give and take?
Yeah. She's like, we can have girl time if it's about me.
Man, that just reminds me of myself more and more.
Yeah. And then, like, I think it's interesting about that topic that as soon as the other girl found out, Manda, that she was interested in the other job, she's like, you are a betrayer. You are
not faithful. Keep in mind, it has not even been 12 hours since she sang with them for the very first time.
I got told how horrible.
You betray.
You're okay. We're going to try to find someone to replace you. You're thinking about going somewhere else?
Backstab us.
Traitor.
After all the hours of loyalty that we've had. All the 10 hours of loyalty.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Maddie's hallucinating. Or, whatever. The girls are zapping him with their laser titties. They have, like, booby powers.
Oh, and there's another thing we didn't quite mention. There was a moment when they said something about the power in the ship. They were losing energy fast.
You can't use the shower.
Conserve. You can't use what was it? A neutron shower?
Yeah, I think it was neutrons. It's neutrons or protons. I don't remember.
I'll find it. But it's like you can't use the showers because electron.
It was
electron shower. And you don't use the electron showers, whatever.
And I guess they had to put this toward Whimsy because I guess she takes heavy electron showers.
Yes, obviously, Whimsy is a big shower taker. And so what does Whimsy do after being told not to take an electron shower?
It's an electron shower. And it's the prettiest scene of the whole movie.
It's the prettiest scene. I wanted 5 minutes of this electron shower.
I didn't even mind that she didn't show her boobies. It was so beautiful. There was a part of me that was like, oh, we're going to get to see Whimsy's boobies. But then it was just so pretty.
We didn't. And my problem with it, I really wanted at least a minute, if not 2 minutes of this thing, because it was so pretty and it was very sexy. Even though you didn't really get much of anything but a silhouette in these.
That's what kind of a star Whimsy is.
Exactly. And then they cut it short because now during the electron shower, our beast murder maniac is loose. Yeah. He actually gets loose and ruins our good time.
Yeah. And then there's that really like Beauty and the Beast kind of element. When he's
I don't know if I picked up on this.
It's chasing her, and she's like going through all the cloths, running from him.
When they get out of the spaceship and go into this because at that point the ship moves, it falls down like a sand cliff. And then they find a building and they run through.
Judy Jetson is running, and it's like this really beautiful, like her running through like lavender cloths.
Very, like, it made me kind of feel of like, have you seen Phenomena?
No.
I think it was that movie with it's a Dario Argento.
Oh, I love Dario.
Jennifer Connelly.
Oh my God, and I love her.
And there's like these great Iron Maiden like music videos practically with her running down these halls, and it kind of reminded me like it was going for something like that. But again, lots of cloth and running.
Yeah, and cuts of and
then all of a sudden we've got 15 more maniacs.
His posse showed
who are
up.
cannibals. Just all of a sudden we've got these cannibal maniacs, possible rapists.
Yes, because they did. They said, "Oh, we're gonna." Well, I can't remember what it was. They said they're gonna before we do this to you.
Yeah, before we eat your flesh, basically, we're gonna rape you.
No big deal. It's the 80s.
I mean, hey, if you can't rape someone before you eat them, what can you do?
Yeah, and then remind me here, it's like this horrible thing, and then all of a sudden...
Well, we go for a long time,
yeah.
and then we get this
montage.
like, and then we get this weird, like, she's dreaming about some handsome guy, like the monster turns into a handsome guy.
Like Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, so... He's like he comes out and he's like, "My name is Brock Christian."
Yes, Brock Christian.
Brock Christian is hunk. And then he says a line. So like she's totally falling for this guy. She's like, "Oh, I'm into this." And then he says the line, "Don't you want to settle down and have babies?" And she goes, "Huh? You're the killer." Because she's like, immediately, she's so turned off.
Saying, you want a family?
Don't you want to have a baby? Yeah. No, God, no. That's the last
trying
thing
to kill
I want,
me.
Judy Jetson.
And
Go
then
ahead.
it's Maxine and a bunch of trolls.
So you know that something weird is happening. Because Maxine is all of a sudden there. And you're like, no, Maxine's a galaxy away.
Has she come to save them? She's
and
selfish.
it turns into utter chaos.
And at first, the other girl, it looked like it was Judy Jetson in weird makeup.
Right.
Was that her? That was a different actress. What was going on with that?
I don't remember.
Just like
It turned into kind of a little bit of a chaos thing, and then on the screen,
Ace.
as all this chaos
for a moment, the dead girl.
Right.
That's what it was. But in that moment, it looked like her, and then
because she was like, you took
yes,
my name.
Ace shows up in it.
It's not my fault. I'm Judy Jetson. And then we have a flash after it goes chaos for 10 minutes.
I wrote just a montage nightmare.
Yeah. And then we have a subliminal flash, the dream.
Yeah. And
suddenly Judy Jetson is back in the same exact outfit she did her high school reunion.
It was the dream.
Which you're going like, okay, so this was all a dream.
And doesn't she call someone ugly for no reason?
Yes, in the elevator.
You're ugly.
And she like wakes up from a dream and is like, this ugly guy.
All of a sudden you're a bitch too?
And she gets off this elevator and like Winsy grabs her and is like, we gotta go. So you're like, okay, they're at the radioactive dream now. Yeah. They're at Maxine's radioactive dream. Now they're there to perform. It's like, okay,
What?
What's a dream?
When did it start? Was it when she fainted?
Because now she's in the exact same clothes.
Yeah. So was this a look in her self-conscious? Like with this monster guy who kills 5,000? Is that part of her subconscious?
It really just makes you... It was so confusing. But then immediately they throw us into the final performance of the band. And
they kill it. But then I thought Maxine was really cold and genius because she calls tiny little Maddie big boy. This guy just can't get a break.
They do have like a weird... They definitely have a weird relationship in there, but like they sing a song called Lunar Madness. And I think that the opening song is the best song. But Lunar Madness is a close second. It's a pretty solid
Joan Jett
thing in the film, song in the film.
It was cool.
Very, very cool. One thing I want to point out now that we're done talking about the film is, did you notice all the musical instruments that they were playing?
Yeah, there were some fucking cool things.
They were bonkers. They were just these weird, made-up, futuristic inventions. Nobody was on drums, but there were definitely drums.
Something was making that sound.
The tops of like some of these guitar things look like bug zappers.
Yes.
Which I thought was cool. Another design thing that I liked were all of the cigarettes. Like Maddie had this weird twirly cigar. Did you notice how like twirly his cigar? And then Maxine obviously had that like 1920s, 30s long cigarette thing. The Martian herb pipe was super.
And when you spoke about that, I thought it was funny that when me and G Money, a good friend of ours who will probably be a guest on the show at times, we were chatting about how funny it was that, what's her name? Whimsy. She was like, who put my eyeshadow brush in the ashtray? Like, why would you do that?
Oh, that's at the beginning. Yeah. The first time that Judy meets them. So let's talk about MVPs, movie MVPs. For me, it's Sue Sade. Sue Sade is the singer of Reach for Your Dreams, Save Me, and Lunar Madness. Wow. So she had a band in the 80s called Sue Sade and the Next, who I am like, that's a new band that I'm listening to.
Awesome.
I totally, it's a discovery that I'm like, hell yeah.
Were they not popular then? They were just kind of an indie band?
No, they had two albums that came out, but nothing really happened for them. But like the albums are solid. There's just nothing that is like that home run. I think Reach for Your Dreams is probably the best song. Lunar Madness is really good. But they just didn't. They have a couple of songs that are like borderline, but nothing that really went out of the universe.
Yeah, I mean, they say a lot of times. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's so easy to just be famous now," you know. But and people are like, you had to get discovered in the 80s, but there were a lot of like amazing talents in the 80s that were doing music.
Oh yeah,
and it just didn't matter.
I recommend looking up there on the different streaming sites. They have, so it's Sue Sade and the Next. One of them is spelled and one of them is an ampersand, but there's two different albums.
I just love that I have a friend that says ampersand.
Well, who did you look
at that? It is.
It's what it is. Do you have an MVP?
Whimsy for me. The actress who played Whimsy.
Oh. See,
I liked her a lot. Like, first of all, like, I saw a lot of myself in her in the way of, desperate and cynical.
Right. I get it.
But yeah. And also like if somebody told me you just can't do this, that's the thing I would do.
Exactly.
You can't go take a shower. Bitch, watch me take a fucking shower. I'll use the last ounce of power and let us all fucking die here.
Just so you can't tell me that. Yeah. So that actress's name, Linda Carriage.
Love her.
As far as the cast goes, she was definitely the one that I constantly went back to. My honorable mention, however, would be the wigs.
Oh, hell yeah.
Whoever was in charge of those wigs.
That mushroom one that Judy Jetson wore. It was just like a fried mushroom of hair on top of her hair. Like when I booked a very tiny role on My Name is Earl, I go and I'm so excited. I'm going to be on TV. Like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so cool. Yeah. And then they put me in the weirdest outfit with the weirdest makeup. And they're like, oh, isn't this great? Doesn't she look like she lives in a trailer park? I said, I grew up in a trailer park. I'm trying to not look like that. And it was when I was younger, so I didn't have as good of a sense of humor about looking stupid on television.
So it had to have been before I met you.
Yeah. I had lost all hope about looking cool by then. Yeah. So I just imagine her when they put she's like, oh man, I've booked a lead in a movie and I get to be showcased finally. And they're like, here's your look. And she looks in the mirror and she's wearing that fried mushroom wig. Great.
Oh God. What have I done?
I've made it.
Well, now it's time for remake, reboot, reimagine, remaster, or sequel.
Whoa, good job.
So what do you think? Do you have any thoughts? I think you can go first.
I want a remake.
A straight remake.
I like it. There are so many elements I like to it. Of course, it'll be tweaked as any remake really is.
We see, because I would go with for reimagining. And the reason why I would go for reimagining over remake is I just want to cut that entire monster thing. I just want it gone.
Yeah, you don't like the danger being raped by a monster element?
I want more of a travel. I want a travel movie. I want this band to travel to its destination and have problems along the way, not crash and have just one problem and then go into chaos. I want them to maneuver multiple things on a road movie.
As you're saying that, I start imagining what they could do with these relationships, because a lot of the relationship stuff had to get jammed really quickly.
Yeah.
So that would give them,
because they were so focused on this monster giving us so many false starts.
He's getting out
now.
Wow. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna jump ship on the remake.
But I'm not sure. It is just taking that one element, a reimagining, and just making it, instead of
because the thing that
trying to focus on the creature and making it more of a road.
Well, the reason I wanted a remake is because we have some really fun younger actors and singers. Because with the new Mean Girls coming out, they're kind of going back to that triple threat thing that used to be in the beginning of entertainment.
But what would the music be? Would the music be similar to what it was, or would it be a very modern take on music? Because that one of the things that I loved so much about it was the music, and it was of the time, and was just so.
Yeah, I would want to keep all that
Joan Jett style.
Yeah, exactly. I would want to keep that kind of element, the 80s element. I like that. I think that there are some chicks who could really knock that out of the park in this new crop of singer actors. Younglings. There's a lot of things that I don't like about the new age, the TikTok era, but the thing that I do think is kind of cool is they're all very comfortable doing anything.
Right. Some might say a little too comfortable.
Yeah. But I think that's actually better than just.
There is something good to say about shame.
Yeah, there is, but there's a happy medium. We all thought we were a piece of shit, and now this new crop thinks they're the shit. So, if we could find a middle ground.
A good medium.
Yeah. Keep that confidence, but, a good amount of self-doubt. Well, maybe I'm a piece of shit. Let's see.
Well, I think that's it for Vicious Lips. That would bring us to our nostalgia of the week, yeah?
And this week's special guest for our nostalgia of the week is the godfather of goth himself, Dick Maggot.
I apologize if my hair is still a little wet. I was at water aerobics, drowning my sorrows. I'm here for the nostalgia of the week, where while also celebrating the 60th anniversary of my classic goth masterpiece album entitled Slit Your Wrist, Not Your Tits. My nostalgia for the week is when people were forced to play their own instruments. The old school goth bands I influenced, like Bauhaus, Killing Joke, and Alien Sex Fiend. These are the bands you should be cutting yourself to, not this modern stuff. It's not like the old days, even for me. I mean, when I self-mutilate now, it's to check my blood glucose levels. Seriously, I take more pills now than when I tried to kill myself. They're for my blood pressure. It's not that I think that these new kids aren't any good. I just can't hear them. I lost my hearing during a performance of shoving centipedes in my ear canals. I've been told that I'm too old to still be goth, which is bull roar. I'm almost 80. All I think about is death. I have a last will and testament. What's more goth than getting the legal system involved, huh? When I started, there was only goth. And now there's cyber goth, emo goth, vampire goth, diet goth, keto diet goth, bubble goth, mermaid goth. I mean, oh my goth, you guys. I didn't get credit for any of it. I'm an innovator. I did a TV show. Do you ever hear of Soul Train? 2 years earlier, I made Goth Train, and they ripped me off. Instead of people dancing, it was just sad people in a corner not participating. I wanted to debut a new song for you. I hope you find it as relatable as I do. It's Edgar Allan Poe and me, porcelain ravens from QVC, black lace compression socks, melancholy mohawks, Bengay incense and ecstasy, alone in menthol misery, undead slippers and vampire sweaters, undead slippers and vampire sweaters, eating bran muffins, writing suicide letters. Orthopedic combat boots, pink leather catheter suits, fix it and fang in a dried black rose. I'm an avid bird watcher. Look, a murder of crows, undead slippers and vampire sweaters, undead slippers and vampire sweaters. I started watching golf with a widow named Heather. Wilfred Brimley's head, Wilfred Brimley's head, Wilfred Brimley's head, Wilfred Brimley's head. Let's see, quicker rubs and nonsense, yeah. Diabetes, quicker rubs and nonsense, yeah. Diabetes, Now, this is the time that I would normally self-mutilate, but my doctor said my blood won't clot. So, back to you.
Well, I think that does it for this week.
I really enjoyed Vicious Lips.
I had a good time. It was a little bonkers, but I love bonkers.
I do too. It ended very abruptly, just like we kind of are.
But again, the music stayed with me, and I will be listening to Suicide in the Next for some time to come. So, watching this movie has affected me long
Reach
term.
for your dreams.
And probably will affect my children. All right, signing off,
Johnny Winger.
Jeremy Braggs. What a dork.
That's why I love you.
All right, everybody. See you next time.